going on, people? Obviously Gavin McKenna, Reach Every Generation. I just want to share some light and my personal view on this gang thing and the murder of these young people in London and around the country, man. It's no secret that I was once involved in crime and violence, or gangs as we know it now. And for me, sitting here and doing the work that I do, working with young people, trying to prevent them from joining gangs, I've naturally got a burden and a long suffering and a pain for what I'm seeing. And my question is, when did it become normal for kids under 18 to die so frequently and for people to deal with their matters through stabbing people? I just can't, again, from someone that's lived that life myself, and yeah, victim of stabbings and shootings and whatever, and crime and violence and disrespect and hierarchy and pride and can't escape and all of that, I still struggle to understand it, man. Now, I glimpsed some of that documentary yesterday, the gang, the young blood. Shout out to my brother Junior Smart. Obviously I know him personally, he's a cool guy, he's doing a great work. But personally I don't really appreciate them documentaries there. I get them, I know Junior's work and I know other gang workers out there trying to make a difference, but personally the production and all of that and how the message comes across, like from someone that's lived it, I understand how bad that comes across. Like, I've been them young people, I've been in that lifestyle, and I know you just want to get your voice heard, but how it's edited and cut, sometimes it makes a big difference, and people that don't understand it will just take it as a negative thing. For me, I'm in the game now where I'm just trying to change lives for the better. I'm out here trying to make lives better. I'm trying to turn lives around. If you don't know about us, check us out. But this ain't a promotional video. This is me just sharing my thoughts and my mind, really. I don't know really what's going on. I think there's a lot going on in the world and that, but how can we disregard the amount of young people dying on our streets? And how can we disregard the fact that there's so many parents losing children? Statistically, I researched it, and the Ministry of Justice sent out some feedback from last year, some research and statistics to say that almost 3,000 under 18s was murdered in England. And we know last week there's been 8 stabbings in London, or 7 in 8 days. That's crazy, man. And that's what we hear of. And in Essex, where I'm working, I'm travelling in and I'm alert working, there's been 2 stabbings in 1 week in Chelmsford and 3 in Clacton, some in Basildon, some fatalities, and it's just everywhere now, and it's something that needs to be addressed and it isn't being addressed. And I think it's something you can't just skirt around. We're dealing with lives. We're dealing with lives in this matter. And I can't sleep at night. My wife will tell you I can't sleep at night because I'm always thinking, how can I make a difference? How can I make a difference? And the truth is, I don't do this for popularity, man. I don't do this to get on TV. I don't do this for that. I've been on TV. It's nice and it's a good experience, but you're not going to change lives on TV. You have to get into the community. You have to get into the places where this stuff's happening. And you have to hear the message behind the documentary. I heard one guy saying you never escape. And I'm going to tell you from personal experience, I've escaped physically. I'm out. I've got scars to prove it and all of that, but that's not interesting to me. What interests me the most is looking at how we can help these young people. I don't know, man. I know that it don't always work. I had a young man that I mentored and he passed away. That burnt me. But also what I'm going to say to you is this. Look, I physically escaped, but psychologically I'm still troubled. Them things there, they bring back the trauma. I'm still traumatized. I've seen things I shouldn't have seen and things I can't get over. And that's something you got to live with forever, man. And that's the thing, if you don't understand these children, how are you going to help them? And I've just had enough of young people dying, but it's not enough for me just to keep trying and keep doing videos and trying to encourage people. I don't know who's going to do it. I'm trying, and there's many people trying, and I appreciate that and I respect that. But we need to come together in this, man. You understand what I'm saying? Like parents losing children, and some parents are kind of encouraging this behaviour because it suits them sometimes, and some parents are blind to it. Some parents think it won't be their child. Some parents think, oh, it can't happen to my son or my daughter. Listen, girls are getting trafficked around the country left, right and centre. Young men are sticking drugs in their backside. Internally trafficked within the borders of the UK. Groomed into gangs and then asked to put drugs in their bum, and then someone spooning it out of them, leaving their rectum and their bum unable to function normally. 13. I got a 14-year-old girl I know that's being trafficked around the country, drugs in her vagina, popping into prison to visit her uncle who's 45 and he's retrieving the drugs out of her vagina. That's the stuff we're dealing with, man. It's more than just a documentary and people stabbing each other and little thugs and that. This is life. We're talking about lives. You understand what I'm saying? Because if someone burgled your house, you call the police and you'll put cameras around your house and try and protect what's yours. But the thing is, we've lost that sense of, this is our children, these are our responsibility. We've lost that sense of, oh well, that's what I'm going to deal with because that's a serious matter. What we've come to is that people think, well, that doesn't bother me, that's a gang problem, let's stick it in a box. Take gang out of it for a second. They're young people. And people argue with me all the time, well, they're choosing that lifestyle, they're choosing it, and terminology. I don't care for terminology and whether they choose that lifestyle or not. Who's giving them an alternative? Because I lived in an environment where everyone around me were drug dealers and criminals. I wanted to be a doctor when I was in year 6. Far from did I become a doctor. But you see what? No one encouraged me to do that. My aspirations around me, my area was full of drug dealers and gangsters. What am I meant to do? What, just pluck up the courage to be different on my own? They need someone to step in and help them, man. I'm not going to get too much on this, but listen, parents, man, we do parenting sessions. We need to raise awareness for parents, but we all got to pull in, man. It ain't enough for just 1, 2, 3, 4 people to step up on Twitter and go into schools, and we need everyone to step in and make it happen, man. I remember when CSE was once called child prostitution, and I worked as a CSE boys and young men worker before, and I realized, I thought, wow, if you look at the profile of CSE, it's mainly girls. It's stepping up, the Blast Project and Children's Society and all them Bernardos. They're stepping in and realizing it's boys too. And the fact of the matter is that gangs is now becoming that same thing where it's stigmatized and it's negative. You're victimizing, you're perpetrating the victims, and you're not really listening, and it's not good enough, man. And there are people that are perpetrating in gangs and they want to be gangsters and they want to be a bad boy. That's them. That's what police matter. I'm talking about that vulnerable people that have been roped into it and actually want a way out but can't find a way out. Come on, like, we're not offering enough, man. We need more jobs for them so we can mentor them, and then they can go into society. They can come out of prison and go into society, because it's like once you go to prison and once you make one bad decision, that your life is over, and that's not how it should be, man. Yeah, I'm venting, but my question is today, what are we gonna do about it? And I asked myself that question. I'm doing something about it, but I'm one person. I'm not perfect. I haven't got all the answers. I'm just trying. That's all I'm literally doing, is trying. I'm just trying, man. I'm just started an organisation and I'm trying. Yeah, we've reached nearly 8,000 kids in 3 months. We're trying. 4 different parts of the country, 6,000 professionals. We're trying. But it's not enough, man. More people need to try. More people need to think right now as you're listening to me. You might not like what I'm saying, but this is my opinion, and I don't ask you to agree, but you got to respect what I'm saying and appreciate my views, because I'm one of the people that are in this, man. I'm walking in the streets with these young people. I'm sitting with kids that are getting stabbed. I've seen people die. I've seen people get stabbed and shot. I've seen guns in my time. I know it inside out. And I know there's a way out, man. Psychologically, I haven't escaped yet. I'm working on it. The trauma's real, man. These kids are traumatized. It's like the guy said yesterday, we go to war in other countries, but this is the war zone. Come on, we need to do something about it, man. And I just think there's no respect no more. These young people got no morals, no respect. There's no boundaries. There's no value of life anymore. But who's teaching them this? When did that become okay? When did that become the normal? When did that become, yeah, this is what we do. Man piss me off, we're gonna go and kick them, or we stab them and we beat them up, or we shoot them, or they die. When did death become the normal consequence of a disagreement? But no one's teaching them. Somewhere along the line, the generation's been fouled. Somewhere along the line, we're failing them. There's not enough appropriate services in place to deal with these kind of kids, because we shy away from them, because we're scared and we don't know what to do. Guys, if you care about young people, you need to step up. And the fact is, it's that thing about the village, man. It takes a village to raise a child. Where's that gone? We're living in England and we're all desensitized to this problem. Young people dying, it's a real matter. I can't believe I'm sitting here even talking about it like it's normal. And people can't take it seriously. Let me break it down to you. If you've got a 15-year-old child, and they go out for the day, and you say, alright, I'll see you tonight for dinner, and they don't come home. Mums and dads, listen to what I'm saying to you. Brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles, grandparents, and that young person don't return home because they got murdered. Would you just turn over and forget about it? I know you wouldn't. But because it's not your child, or because it doesn't affect you, we don't care about it. We say it's a black problem, or it's an Asian problem, or it's a white problem. It's a multicultural problem. It hits all ages, all generations. It hits all people in all society. So it is your problem, effectively. Just because it ain't your child. Think of it as it was. What would you do? That's my question. What would you do about it? I got a 9-year-old son living in London. I can't promise you he won't join gangs, but guess what? I'll do my best to make sure he don't. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. That's just me. I'm venting. I had enough of it. And young people, you need to fix up, man. To fix up, man. You need to know what time it is. Get the help, man. If people are trying to help you, take it, man. What's prison? Prison ain't the one, man. Listen, I know how much money you can make in jail, and I know that, but there's more to life than just murdering people and giving up your life for some postcode. I'm a big man, I'm telling you, it's not worth it. I'm doing alright now, but again, physically, I'm good. Psychologically, emotionally, I'm damaged, but you know what? I'm good by God's grace. But let me tell you right now, more needs to be done, man. More needs to be done. It's not enough. I don't know, really. It's just not enough, man. I think everyone needs to play a part. Everyone needs to play a role. Everyone needs to take responsibility for their child. People need to start stepping up there in the pursuit. And our young people, kids going missing weeks on end, and they're ending up in Peterborough and Manchester selling drugs, crack and heroin inside their body for a bit of change. How do we break that cycle of money's worth more than your life? How do we break that cycle of money's worth more than your freedom or pride and reputation is what we live and die for? That's not what it's about, man. Life is precious and you only get one. But yeah, I'm seeing more young people die than older people. That's not the cycle of life. And they're getting murdered. Lives are getting taken at the expense of pride and rivalry. It's not enough, man. As a parent, I'm talking. And as a man, as an individual, I'm talking. It's not enough, man. I'm 27, nearly 28, 2 kids and married with an organisation, but what? I'm one person that can't do everything. I'm trying, man. But this needs to get out there. This needs to be more, this needs to be serious. I want to see the government stepping up and saying, well, I've had enough of this. Our young people are dying. Young people's the future, man. What's our future going to look like if all of our kids are dying? Or all of them are going to go prison, go jail, join gangs, get stabbed, get shot, get a criminal record. How are they going to look in 20 years' time? Strung out on drugs and no job. Listen, we're not doing ourselves no favours, man. It's time to step up, man. I'm going to keep pressing. It's time things change, man.